All right, so I'm going to be talking about my marketing project that I did at CHS Pineville, where I'm currently in my food service management rotation. Let's see here. All right, so the opportunity that presented itself for me for this marketing project is a little bit different than the other ones that we've heard about or seen from everyone else. Our clinical manager, Monica, was approached by the registered nurse that runs the CHS new employee orientation, and she was doing an orientation for new nurses and nurse techs. And she was looking for us to do a presentation on all the supplemental foods and beverages that our hospital offers, just to kind of give the nurses a better idea of, why supplements are so important, and then all of the different types of supplements that we offer. And I was helped to market and present these products to the RNs and nurse techs along with Monica. So our target group was, of course, the employee trainees, the RNs and nurse techs that attended the mandatory CHS orientation. And our strategy and plan was to introduce the new employees to all of the ONSs available at CHS Pineville. We wanted to provide taste tests of each ONS to the nurse techs and RNs. And this included all the different flavors of each. So there was a lot of things to taste, a lot of different careful planning out for, I think it was, I think maybe 12 products that we let them taste. And then, of course, some of them have, 4 different flavors, while some only have 1 or 2. And then we discussed each product. We wanted to talk about the taste of the product and then also the general use of the product. And then lastly, we wanted to discuss with them the importance that the supplements play in an individual's health, recovery, nutrition, etc. And these were the supplements that we introduced during the meeting. So we've got Ensure and Live, Ensure High Protein, Ensure Clear, Glucerna, Body Quest Ice Cream, Nepro, Saplina, Mighty Shake, and last but not least, Magic Cup. So as I had mentioned before, we provided taste tests to all of the new employees. And as I also said before, we included the different flavors for each supplement. And we actually, because there were so many, it was a little overwhelming for them, understandably. So what we did was we had all the flavors out, but, if they just wanted to try the chocolate or the vanilla or the strawberry or the Ensure, we didn't, make them drink all 3 different flavors. And then we discussed each of the supplements with them. So we gave them the name, and then we talked about the most common use for the supplement. So in what cases would a patient receive a Glucerna? In what cases would the patient receive an Ensure Clear? In what cases would the patient receive a Mighty Shake, and so on. And then we also, of course, went through the different nutrition of each supplement, calories, protein, all that good stuff. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we really wanted to stress the importance of these supplements. So we talked about how nutrition is vital in patient care and in healing. We talked about, just how nutrition interventions that dietitians create generally involve many different strategies, but they can include food, ONS, tube feeding, or parental nutrition. And then, of course, we explained and talked about supplements use, I guess, with patients. So, patient has poor intake, we may, suggest a supplement for them. If they have a low appetite, they complain of not having an appetite or not being able to eat much of their meal tray, we talk about how we'll send a supplement. And then also, of course, those patients that are at risk for malnutrition. And because I'm in my food service rotation and had already completed my clinical rotation, I think it helped because I was able to sort of see it from the side that a dietitian's talking about, but then also bring the aspect that a host or hostess is talking about. So a lot of times as a host or hostess, you'll go up and you'll deliver a tray, and, they'll have the strawberry Ensure on there. But then you realize that they've got a lot of strawberry Ensures up there that they aren't drinking. So you ask, do you like this? And they'll say, well, I only like the vanilla and chocolate. So then you're able to go back down and talk to the dietitian about that, who may not have seen them in the last 3 or 4 days, and ask them to change it in the computer so that they're only delivered a vanilla or a chocolate. So you kind of, it was nice for Monica to be able to talk about the clinical part, and then me to be able to kind of chime in with the different side that we see in patient services. All right, and then we also went over the indications for use, which of course are listed here, and we all know. And then we have a little picture of a patient that had open heart surgery. And in our hospital, not sure if it's the same for all of y'all, but we generally give our open heart surgery patients a Glucerna and a BodyQuest just right off the bat, because post-op, appetite's usually not that great. They have high pain, so maybe the first thing on their mind isn't, eating all of their breakfast or their lunch or whatever. And also it is clinically proven that having a diet of high protein and low sugar post-op is really beneficial in healing. So the Glucerna's got the lower carbohydrates than, an Ensure would. So that's why we give them those two. And it was nice to be able to explain this to the nurses and the nurse techs, and they were really, really appreciative of that, because this is not, this isn't training that they receive in school. So a lot of them were very interested and thankful for this. All right, and then we kind of went over what they can do to help patients who are receiving an ONS, and what they can do to help the dietitians, better understand how much they're drinking or not drinking, and vice versa. So yeah, we helped them understand the important role that supplements play in a patient's recovery. We wanted them to be able to recognize the different supplements given to patients, and then why that patient might be receiving that specific supplement. And then we also, most importantly, wanted them to be able to speak of the product. So, be able to understand what each supplement tasted like, and be able to have a discussion with the supplement about the patient to encourage them to drink it or eat it. And then I kind of just listed three examples of what that might look like. For example, a nurse tech saying, I really like the Glucernas over ice. Maybe you'd enjoy it more that way. Let me get you a glass of ice and we can pour it in that and put a straw in it. And you might find it, tastes a little bit better when it's cold. Because a lot of times we'll have patients keep their Glucernas for, sort of a snack or Ensures, but then they find that they don't really, the taste isn't as great when it's not cold. And then I listed 2 other examples down there. So the purpose of this marketing project was to introduce new CHS Pineville employees to the supplements available to patients, and the importance of patients consuming their prescribed supplement. And Monica and I both thought that this marketing project was a success, and hopefully will be continued throughout different employee orientation sessions. As I had briefly mentioned previously, many of the RNs and nurse techs we're really happy that they were given this type of education, even though it was pretty brief. They don't learn this stuff, and they don't necessarily understand, why is this patient getting this one and why is this patient getting this one, and how important it is for patients to consume their supplements when they're, in their healing process for whatever they might be in the hospital for. The only negative thing that we thought came from this was, some of the employees weren't as jazzed about all of the supplements, and trying that many in a row can be a little rough on the palate. So, we talked about the taste and some of them not being the best, and just kind of how to deal with that with patients who are feeling the same. And yeah, that is my marketing project. And like I said, a little bit different than most of them, but really kind of took a different spin at marketing, and, trying to introduce these products to nurses who deal with them every day, just like we do. All right. Thank you.